Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, depending on what time you're chosen to join my virtual classroom on Family Weekend. My name's Ted Camp, and I'm your son or daughter's teacher for Advanced Placement World History. This year is one of our fourth form courses we offer in the history department. And what I'd like to do today is just take a few moments, five to 10 minutes or so, and really kind of give you a sense of the course and how I hope that it'll unfold this year. Just as a little bit of background, I've just started my 32nd year of teaching at boarding schools, and this is my 26th year at St. James School. I first came to St. James in 1995 after meeting Father Dunnan and our former associate head of school, Ms. Pollock, up at a conference in Boston, and they asked me to come down, interview for the job. And truth be told, I'd never really thought about moving to Western Maryland, having grown up in New England, but I came down here in the spring of 1995 and really taken by the region, which I was just stunned by, and I'm so impressed by the climate and the topography and the geography and everything, but also too then really substantially St. James School. I love the ethos of the school, the idea that looking to sort of combine a small caring community, boarding students and day students with rigorous academics, challenging sports and extracurricular, all kind of mixed in with a sort of a religious component or a sense of faith being introduced to those students for them to partake in to the extent that their conscience will allow. And it's just been a great time here for me. Aside from teaching fourth form advanced placement world history, I also teach second form ancient civilizations and sixth form advanced placement European history. Aside from teaching, I'm also chair of the history and religion department, the school's senior master, one of the weekend duty captains. As I said, I coach soccer and basketball, or I'm involved with basketball. I'm on the Capital Campaign Steering Committee and faculty director of the Annual Fund, and then just a bunch of other things that I do. Actually, I serve also too as one of the lay Eucharistic ministers in chapel. Here's in terms of the course that your son or daughter is taking it. This is really probably their first go around at an AP course, and one of the reasons why we developed the curriculum to this point is that we wanted to give them a sense of an AP course in fourth form, which would then be a springboard then into fifth and sixth form, so that they can have one and get a sense of all that goes on in an AP course. Somewhat young in their St. James time. We feel that any younger probably not appropriate, but it's just been a really good experience having taught this class now for, gosh, since about 2009, I think it is, and it's always been really successful. We've had a good run with scores, and I've really become to enjoy teaching the class. In terms of content, advanced placement world history, and here's the textbook right here, which you might see around the house if your son or daughter is home. Really begins the history of the world in the year 1200 and really runs it through, the late 2000s, about 2008, 2010 is sort of the cutoff point. Reason why 1200 is that's the Mongol Empire is really when it gets its start, and many historians assert that that's the first sort of multi-ethnic, broad, and it's actually by some accounts the largest empire in the world. And that will begin a whole sort of unbreakable chain of blind causation in history, the Mongols, and it really goes up to and including sort of post Cold War era and all the new things that we're dealing with currently with the information revolution and sort of the modern era. And it's a great course to teach. Like I said, the textbook we use is Earth and Its People, which is probably one of the most widely used AP course books in the country. But I also, too, I supplement it, obviously, with some outside readings, most notably the book that they read over the summer entitled Guns, Germs, and Steel, which was a famous book written by a historian named Jared Diamond. And then Civilization in the West and the Rest by Neil Ferguson. The reason why I have read these two books is they both offer a contrasting view of the same issue. During the summer, the students read Guns, Germs, and Steel, which really kind of posits the question: what accounts for the Spanish going to the Western Hemisphere in the early 16th century and just dominating? I mean, what do they have going for them? They have the same brain, they have the same physical makeup as the people, the indigenous population that they countered, but what is it? Jared Diamond says that it's all because of geography. and all of that. However, Christmas Vacation, they'll read Neil Ferguson's book, who talks about, said that the Westerners, as he said, they downloaded what he called the 6 killer apps before everyone else, including science, medicine, technology, rule of law, and whatnot. And the idea here is that I like the way it offers two compromise views, or two very different views of the same question. And it gets students to realize that their issues that they're studying historically are complex. It's not always kind of A, B, C, D, E, and boom, we can just sit down and memorize. But two very intelligent people can have a very, very different view on the same question. In terms of moving on from there, beyond content and the books that we read, the course is designed to prepare them for the AP exam, however form it takes, in May. AP exam is made up of multiple choice questions, some short answer questions, which take a couple of paragraph or two, and they have about 12 minutes to answer 3 of those. A document-based question, which calls for them to read some documents on a topic, and then answer an essay question, and then finally a long essay question. And the idea is that this long essay question is sort of the classic, 1 or 2 lines long, and they have about 50 minutes to really sort of develop their thoughts and ideas. And a lot of the assignments and the work that we do in class prepares them for that. They'll actually have I'm recording this on the 11th of October, and this coming weekend, they'll be writing their first document-based question, having already worked on a few long essay questions. Their assignments are all will be downloaded onto Blackbaud, which I do in 2-week time periods. I started doing 2 weeks back at the beginning of my career when I wanted to encourage the students to do what we call over the horizon thinking, to think, okay, maybe I don't have much to do tomorrow, but in 3 or 4 days, I have a really big assignment. And the hope is that they'll start a little bit early on that. Or that if they do have a test coming up in my class, that they can also realize, oh, I also have an English essay due and a problem set due in maths, so that they can kind of coordinate that. And I put them, I present them to the students in 2 ways. One is, individually on Blackbaud, so they can kind of mesh that with their other assignments. But also, 2, I download a sheet, which is just on paper, and it's very colorful, and it's hopefully that's easy to read. It's, the year, I said, the year's gone off to I'm very happy with the start. They're writing their essays. We're having some really good discussions. We've already had our first, what we call Icon Thursday, whereby one of the students on a rotating basis every other Thursday will bring in, will send to me, and then I share it with the rest of the students, either a painting or a picture or a photograph or a quote or a graph or something, which I'll put it up on the computer screen or the Blackboard, and students will sit around and analyze it. We'll think, okay, what's the purpose? What's the intent? What do we know? What's the author trying to do? Do we see a point of view with the author who produced this? What's this really telling us? And it really gets an idea to analyze something and not just say, oh, that's a picture of, the countryside. Well, what does it look like it's trying to tell us? What time frame does that look like it will come from? To really kind of analyze quotes, graphs, charts, paintings, photographs, passages from a primary source. And it's been a lot of fun. I've done it for a couple of years now, and we get some great discussions. I think some of the best discussions sometimes we have in class are about these. And like I said, every other Thursday, one of the students is assigned to come up with 3 of them. They email them to me, and I put them up on the board. If you have any questions, I've downloaded the syllabus and the class introduction and expectations to their Blackbaud homepage. If you ever wish to take a look at that, please feel free to just ask your son or daughter to let you have a look. And looking ahead, if you ever have any questions for me about course content, course format, things like that, please feel free to reach out to me at my St. James web email address, trcamp@stjames.edu. Phone call, I may not get back to it, and also too, then we kind of could do some phone tag where I'm free but you're not free. But the best way to begin a conversation, if you have any concerns or something that you've noticed, which I hope you'll share, please feel free to drop me a line. Thank you again for watching, and I hope you find your day productive. Thank you. Bye-bye.